Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. This workout is going to focus in the lower body, specifically the glutes. I'm wearing sneakers today. You could do this workout in shoes or in bare feet, whichever works best for you. There's a couple of exercises towards the end where we will be using one dumbbell. I have a 12-pound dumbbell here. If you have something like a 10, a 12, a 15, that's great. Or if you have two smaller weights, like 2 8s or 2 5s, that totally works as well. Just have those off to the side so that when we need them, we can grab them, okay? So please make sure that you've done a warm-up before you do this workout. There's some warm-up videos on the platform. They're really short, just 5 minutes to get your body ready for this work. You don't want to come into this workout just completely cold, okay? When we work the glutes, it's really important to remember that if we overuse one side of our body and we don't use the other side of the body, we'll create an imbalance, okay? So whenever I'm working the glutes, I'm always tuning in to make sure that I can feel a little connection with my belly button here on the front. Now I'm not sucking that belly button in at all. I'm just drawing it in just an inch so that I can connect with my center here, so that while I'm really working this back side of the body, that I can keep the shape of my torso cylindrical. If I don't activate my core, my glutes will be working hard and they'll create an imbalance in the shape of my torso. Sometimes we get the tail tucked under, and sometimes we overuse the lower back and we get a little bit of an extra curve here in the lower back, and we don't want either of those things. So I'll be cueing you through all of that, making sure that we're always touching base with the front side of the body while we work the back side of the body, okay? All right, so we're gonna get started into this workout. Make sure you've done a warm-up, even just a few jumping jacks, something to get you going before we get started. We're starting off here with curtsies. Let's bring the arms or hands to heart center, get nice and tall and draw in through the core. Just think about the nice cylindrical shape of your torso. We're gonna keep that as we start to move, okay? When we curtsy, we don't step way over here. We don't want this lower leg to be on a huge angle, okay? So instead, we just step a little bit behind us, curtsy down, and then press back up, all right? Let's do this. Nice and tall, find your center, hands at heart center, and let's begin. Stepping over, and driving that heel down into the floor to push back up. And press. So this will be the pace. Not too fast, not too slow, okay? Sometimes slower is a little better because you can really tune in to what you're feeling as you drive that front heel down into the floor and come back to standing. Pressing up. If you want to make this a little harder, you could add a dumbbell in your hands, but I suggest you just warm up here with me and focus on the front leg and foot as we come out of the curtsy, pushing back up. Press the floor down and across. Press down and across. We're keeping our chest lifted and visualizing a belt around the center of the body. Down, press up. Nice work. Can you drop a little tension out of the shoulders? Great, and let's go for 8 more. 8, 7, press it away. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Standing tall, shake that off. We're going to come into some single leg work. So there is a balance component to this next exercise. Don't take it too seriously. If you fall over and have to reset, no big deal. Our goal here is 8 on each side, but just do as many as you can, okay? So nice and tall. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Your right foot will be the standing leg to begin, and let's bring the left leg behind us. making sure that your hips are still square. Now, as we start to send the torso out long, we are going to keep reaching the spine long. So there's no rounding of your spine here, and it doesn't matter how high your leg goes, okay? From here, keeping this shape, exhale and pull back up. And then we go back out, start with your toe behind you. We come out. This is really hard to balance. See if you can find something to look at as you go down. Hold for a moment. Exhale, pull back up. Stay the same shape. 2. Back out, and here we go. Reaching the spine through the top of the head. We'll send that leg back. Exhale, 3. And again, send the toe out, and then float the leg up. Abdominals are on here. Spine is reaching. And pulling up. 4. We have 4 more on this side. Send it back. And out we go. Abs are on as if you were in a plank. Exhale, come up. 5. Back, tap toes down. Reach your spine long. Stay square here. Exhale, pull up. 6. 2 more. Send it out. Reach the leg behind you. Exhale. 7. Your standing leg should be very warm here. And let's send those toes out one more time. Down we go. Reach it out. Reach your spine. And exhale, pulling up. Let that go. Notice how one leg has been working so hard. The other one's been pretty idle, nothing going on. So you should feel a lot in that working leg. One side is always easier to balance than the other. Let's see what the left leg has to say. So bringing your right toes back now. I'm almost falling over just already. Hands come to heart center, hips staying super square. Abdominals are on. And let's come out, reaching that leg behind you. Keep your spine reaching. Don't let that spine round. And exhale, pull back up. Send the foot back, and then float it. Down we go. Exhale, pull up. 2. And again. And exhale, 3. So, remembering that we always want to have that cylinder shape no matter where we are. So even when we're out in this with this leg floating in the air, try to think about keeping all of the sides of your torso the same length, okay? It's just an idea. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, let's go back out. Reach it. Toes are turned down. Exhale, pull up. 4. And again. Down. Exhale. 5. Reach out. Float it up. Exhale. 6. And we have 2 more. Exhale. 7. And last one. Reach it out. Challenging our balance here. Exhale. 8. Good job. Even if you didn't do 8, that's okay. However many you did is awesome, and you can work on those again at another time. And it is a really great challenge. It really works the back of the leg, and then there's the balance component, which is great for all of us. We should all be doing balance work, okay? All right, coming to our next exercise, we're gonna make our legs nice and wide, okay? Toes are pretty much facing forward. If they turn out a little bit, that's okay, but we don't want to be in a full external rotation, okay? All right, and from here, we're coming over into our side lunge, picking up the toes. So just pick up your toes here, make sure your weight is in your heel, and press back up. Other side, coming over, exhale, push the floor away, and come back up. So we really just want to keep the bum reaching back behind us and the weight in the heel of our feet here. and over, and press. Over, and press. Chest is lifted. Checking in with your abdominals, making sure they're still with you. Press. Down, and press. Over. One leg bent, one is long. Press. Over, and press. Down, and push the floor away. Down, and press. Big exhale. Over and press. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting that go, bringing the legs together, turning back lengthways on your mat. We have one more standing exercise. We're going to be coming in, I'll just demo for you really quick, into a split stance or a split squat, or we call it a back lunge. We're going to come into that lunge, and when we come up, we're going to lift the leg behind us. So we lunge and we lift. It's a little bit of a balance challenge with this one as well, okay? So last one, hands at heart center, nice and tall. Let's start by sending the right leg back behind us. So we'll be standing on our left leg, and let's step that leg back into a back lunge. Both knees are bent, and as we stand tall, we reach the leg up, and then we come back down into our lunge. Step it up, reach the leg up, and down. And so the front foot is where we're driving that energy into the floor, standing strong on this left leg, keeping the hips square, and up. Oh, I almost didn't make it. There we go. And down, and up. Float the leg. Doesn't matter how high it goes. Check on the length of your spine, and down, and up, and down. Let's go for 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one, up, and letting that go. All right, so the left leg should be just really feeling used and worked, okay, specifically in the back of the thigh and into the glute. All right, let's see what the other side has for us. Hands go back to heart center. We'll be stepping that left leg back nice and square into that split squat, and up to float, and down, exhale, and down, and up. Nice work. Really control it. Down and up. The breathing will make you more stable. Will also turn on your deepest level of core to help you balance. Great work. 6 more. There's 6. And down. 5. And down. 4. Check your abdominals here. Last 3. 3. And lower. 2. And down. Last one. Up. And standing tall. Great work. Now just check on that right leg. Notice where you're feeling this. We're going to squat down. Hands come down to the floor. We're stepping out into a plank. Stepping into that plank, if you need to put one knee down, you're going to go ahead and do that. Otherwise, if you're holding your plank, let's do shoulder taps side to side. Just working our core a little bit here. Check on your glutes and see if they're firing up for you in this position. Your head is in line with your spine. Let's go for 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Lower your knees. Take a shell stretch. Breathe deeply. Let your head rest for a moment. Great work. Coming out to your all fours position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, we're going to come into a combined move. It's cactus arm. Okay, so the motion with the arm is it floats out and it comes back in. It floats out and back in. And then the motion with the leg is our hydrant move. So it goes out like a little puppy peeing on a hydrant and back in, up and back in. So we're going to combine those two moves. Let's start with the right arm in cactus. Elbow is bent. And we're going to float the left knee. So we're balancing now on our left hand and our right knee. Exhale as you bring the arm out to the side, and at the same time, go into your hydrant. Exhale. Inhale, coming back in simultaneously. Exhale, they go out to the side. Inhale, coming in. Exhale, out. Keep the top of your head reaching, neck is in line with spine. Exhale, out and back. And again, the standing arm is working so hard. Let's drive those fingertips into your mat. Up and back. Let's do 3 more. 3 and in. 2 and in. Last one, float and let that go. Take a shell stretch and turn your wrists both directions. And then we'll come back up and do the other side. So the left arm will be floating open and back. At the same time, the right leg is doing the hydrant. So let's drive this right hand down into the floor. Grip into your mat, okay? And then bring that arm to a nice square position. And from here we go out, exhale, inhale back in. Exhale, float, and back in. Your head is going to want to drop down here. Don't let that happen. Exhale, float, and in. And we go up, and back, and up, and back down. 5 more. 5. And down. Hips stay square. 4. And down. 3. And down. Check on your belly button. 2. And down. And last one. And down. Great work. Let that go. By the time you're done, that standing arm is definitely ready for a rest. Awesome work. We're moving from our hands now down onto our forearms. It'll feel like your bum is up in the air a little bit, and that's okay. From here, let's just glide through the shoulder blades a little bit into protraction and retraction. So you're going to allow your spine to glide down between the arms and between the shoulders here. Exhale, push your elbows into the mat and press back up. Lowering down, exhale, press up. And down, and press up. And again, and press up. And last one, and press all the way up. And then let yourself come down just an inch to something that feels more neutral. We're coming into our donkey kicks from here. So with the donkey kick, your leg stays the exact same shape throughout. It's going to be nice and square. It's like you're trying to put the sole of your foot on the ceiling. Okay, let's start with the right leg. Exhale, we float it up. Inhale down. So this is a great example of where we really need to focus on keeping the front of the body on, the belly button connected, as we really use this glute and go into an extended hip. Up and down. Exhale, up and lower. Keeping the hips so square here. Your knee does not turn out with this one. Exhale, up and lower. Now your shoulders are holding nice and strong. We're not going to sink into those shoulders. Just keep pressing your elbows down into the floor. Up and down. 4 more. 4, 3, and 2. And last one, we're going to stay up there. Now find your abdominals, keep them with you. Little pulses here, upward, so you're pressing up. Little pulses. Keep breathing. I know it starts to burn. Check your abdominals. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up there. I know it's on fire. Move it out a little. Bring it in. Just a tiny little lateral movement. Out and in. And out. It's like it's gliding across. Out and in. 4 more. 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. And let that go. Whew, you should really feel that right glute. And then let's come back out right away. Set yourself up in that nice neutral shoulder, so lifted, not sinking, but not all the way at the top either. Something in the middle, okay? Left leg goes into our donkey kick, and down. Exhale, and lower. Up. So every time the leg floats, you're going to bring the belly button a little closer to you. Exhale. Checking where your head is. Your head's going to want to fall down. We're going to keep it in line with our spine. And lower. Press it up and lower down. Nice work. Keep going. Are you still square? Awesome work. Let's go for 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, big exhales, 2, and then 1. We're going to stay up there. Check on your abdominals, making sure we're not overusing the glutes without support. Let's go for little pulses here. Little pulses up. Things start to get warm at this point. Nice work. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we move out a little, pull it in. Out and pull. Good. Great work. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let that go. You should be feeling this all over the place. The shoulders should feel tired. The glutes obviously feel tired. And let's just breathe it out for a moment. Awesome. Coming all the way through onto your back. Now this is where we might use the dumbbell if you want to. Okay, we're going to be doing some bridges. So you're going to put this across your pelvis. Make sure it doesn't go across on your bladder, because if you put it on your bladder, you'll know right away. Okay? So we're going to come onto our back. Feet are planted, hip width apart. We're going to place this dumbbell. Now if you have 2 dumbbells, you're just doing the exact same thing, but putting each dumbbell on your hip bones. Okay, now this is probably the most important time to be thinking about our abdominals. I'll show you what will happen if you don't use your abdominals here. You will come up into your bridge. You're going to come too high, and your bum's going to get tucked up under you. And at this point, you're putting your lower back in a pretty compromising position. You are using your glutes, but you're not using your whole sort of lower back pelvis glute area as efficiently and as effectively as you could if we make sure there's work on the front of the body too, okay? All right, so from here, you're gonna put the weight is in your heels, okay? Make sure your feet aren't too far out. They wanna be just kind of, I don't know, 6 inches away from your glutes, okay? And from here, we're pushing up into our first bridge. Exhale as you push up, and then draw your abdominals in. Inhale, lower. Now you could do these bridges without weight as well, and that would be just fine. Exhale, push up. Inhale, lower. So it's like when we get to the top of this bridge, your glutes and your core are meeting together to do this work. And down. Pressing up and lower with control. Up. Really squeeze the glutes. So making sure you're actively using those glutes. Our legs are really strong, and so really in theory, the leg muscles could do this work and the glutes could take the day off. So we always have to just check in with the glutes, make sure you're squeezing them, actively giving them a squeeze at the top of this range. Knees are both parallel. Imagine you're holding something between your knees, like a ball or a cushion, and up and lower. And down. And let's do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to hold here. Let your hips come down a tiny bit, just an inch, and back up an inch. So tiny little bum lifts. Little bum lifts. Up and down. Feels kind of silly. Exhale every time. Checking in on your abdominals. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Awesome work. Let's get rid of this dumbbell. We're going to just do a big stretch and release for a moment. And then come on back to that same position where we just were. Okay, so we're going to try a single leg bridge now. And this is a lot more challenging than what we just did. So if you find that these single leg bridges are not doable for you, continue and do another set with the dumbbell with both feet on the floor. Okay? All right, so we're going to bring the right leg into tabletop. Your arms are beside you, pressing down into the mat. We're going to use the left leg and glute to push our hips up. So let's push up. 1 and down. 2 and down. Every time I come up, I check with my abdominals while I'm up in the air. These are way harder than with both legs. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down and let that go. Switching legs. Left leg floats. Make sure the heel is quite close to your bum. And from here, hips stay square. Abs are on. And let's do this. Pushing up and down. We have 5 more. Check that the weight is in your heel, really driving down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Let that go. Do one more big stretch. And we have 1 more exercise to go. We're going back to a 2-footed bridge, but we're going to add in a little lift of our heels and a lower, okay? So once we're up in our bridge, we'll be lifting both heels at the same time. Weight, if you're using one, is going to go back on your hips. Legs are nice and parallel. And let's press up into that bridge. From here, we're going to lift our heels and lower them. Lift and lower. Check on your abs. And down. And down. Lift up and down. Really squeeze those glutes like crazy. And lower. Heels up and down. Up and lower. Let's go for 8 more. 8 and down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And let's lower down. Awesome work. This weight can go off to the side now. We are done with that. We're done with all the hard stuff. Let's just stretch a little bit. Let your legs go long and then drag your right knee in to have a hug. Pulling it in nice and close to you, and then extend your leg up and grasp behind your knee. Turn your ankle and just very gently draw the leg towards your chest, getting a nice stretch through your hamstring. And then let that go. Other side, pulling the left leg in for a hug. And then extending the leg up, grasp behind the knee, and keep gently pulling that leg towards you. And let's let that go. And then figure 4 to finish. So we'll bring the leg across, one ankle across the knee, and then pulling the other leg in. And you should get a nice stretch through your rotators, through your glutes. And just breathe into that. It can be really intense. And then gently let that go. Other side, cross the leg and open it into that figure 4, and then bring the other leg in. And gently letting that go as well. Turn to your side, coming all the way up, and let's cross the legs. If you need to sit on a cushion, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to just forward fold over our legs, keeping the sit bones grounded on the mat. Round your spine, breathe into your lower back. And then walk your hands back and reverse the leg, so whichever one was in front, put that one behind, and let's fold over the legs again. Reaching your spine nice and long, arcing your spine over your legs, and then rooting down through your sit bones. And then walking the hands back up. And let's just do eagle arms, pulling them around, wrapping them up, pulling your shoulders apart, and moving the elbows up and down. And the other way, pull it around, and pull the shoulder blades apart, and then we go into this little movement. And letting that one go as well. Just wiggle out your body. You should feel some warmth in your lower body, specifically the booty. I hope you enjoyed that workout, and thanks for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day.